3,000 meters below the surface, a research station stopped sending signals. No storm. No equipment failure. Just silence. When a rescue team finally reached it 72 hours later, everything was untouched, lights on, systems running, food still on the table. But every single person on board was gone. This is the story of what they found down there, and the one recording that explains everything. Deep Point Station was one of the most advanced underwater research facilities ever built, sitting on the ocean floor to study deep-sea life that never sees sunlight. A crew of 6 had been stationed there for 3 months, sending data back every single day without fail. Then, on a Tuesday, the transmissions simply stopped. At first, command assumed it was equipment failure. Deep-sea communication systems fail more often than people realize, since water pressure at those depths, over 300 times what we feel on the surface, puts constant strain on every seal and circuit. But when backup systems also failed to respond, they knew something else was happening. A recovery submersible was sent down, piloted by Elena Cruz, one of the few specialists trained for dives at that depth. The descent alone took nearly 2 hours. Sunlight disappears completely around 1,000 meters, a zone scientists call the midnight zone, where the only light comes from bioluminescent creatures that generate their own glow in complete darkness. As Elena's submersible passed 2,000 meters, her instruments picked up something strange. A low-frequency pulse, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat, coming from somewhere near the station itself. It wasn't on any known frequency used by the crew. When Elena finally reached Deep Point Station, everything looked eerily normal from the outside. Exterior lights still on. No visible damage. No sign of a hull breach. Docking with the station, she made her way inside, and what she found matched the outside, completely undisturbed. Coffee cups half full. A laptop still open on a desk. Jackets hanging exactly where they'd been left. It was as if 6 people had simply vanished mid-sentence. Here's something most people don't know about deep-sea pressure. At these depths, a sudden pressure change can be fatal in under a second, faster than the brain can even register pain. If something had gone wrong instantly, there would be no time to react, no time to send a warning. But there was no damage. No breach. No emergency alarm triggered. Which meant whatever happened calmly enough that no one even reached for the alarm. In the station's control room, Elena found the last data log, automatically recorded the night everyone disappeared. She played it back. At first, it was just the crew talking normally, checking readings, casual conversation. Then, one crew member's voice changed. He said he could hear something outside the station, something rhythmic, matching the strange frequency Elena had picked up on her way down. The recording continued. Voices grew quieter, calmer, almost fascinated rather than afraid. The last words on the recording were simple: "It's not dangerous. It's just trying to talk." Then the recording cut to static. Elena's team later confirmed something remarkable. Deep-sea researchers have long known that less than 5% of the ocean floor has ever been explored or mapped by humans, meaning we understand more about the surface of the moon than we do about our own ocean floor. Whatever produced that frequency has never been identified. No creature currently known to science produces a rhythmic pulse at that frequency and range. Some researchers believe it could be an undiscovered deep-sea organism using long-range vibration to communicate, similar to how whales communicate across hundreds of miles of ocean. Others believe it might be something science hasn't even categorized yet. The crew of Deep Point Station was never found. The recording remains the only evidence of what happened that night, 3,000 meters below anything humans have ever truly explored. Elena eventually returned to the surface, station data intact, questions unanswered. She still thinks about that final recording, the calm in that crew member's voice, like whatever was out there wasn't a threat at all, just something ancient and patient, finally being noticed after who knows how long. Maybe that's the real takeaway from a story like this. We've mapped mountains,